Welcome! This is Mrs. Ottie's videos. We are going to look at modeling for algebra equations. My class would know those as battleship. So here we go. So I've got my equations set up. It's 3x plus 2 equals 8. And I'm going to look at models first, and then we're going to solve with pencil paper and see how they compare. So here we go. So I have 3x plus 2 equals 8, and I'm actually going to split my paper in half for you. So I'm going to have this kind of going at the same time, simultaneously, if you want a fancy word. So over here I'm going to do my models, and then over here I'm going to actually solve it with paper pencil. So let's talk about my models. So I have some things I brought with me, and nothing fancy, stuff you could find at your house. So I've got 3 erasers. My erasers represent x. 2, I found 2 paper clips on my desk. And then 8. Would 8 represent the eraser or the paper clip? And yes, you were right, a paper clip. Now, if you look, those are x's. There's 3 of these. That's a number. There's 2 of those. That's a number. And I think I have 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I do. And don't worry about the color. It doesn't mean anything. It's just what I found on my desk. So if we're truly playing Battleship, and I'm going to put my pen in the center. Now this represents my team. That's called the winners. And this is the other team. We'll call those the losers for short version. I like that. So what would the rules be? Yes, we've talked about these rules in class. So you can do anything you wish, well, paper clips and erasers, as long as you do it to both sides. So I could add an eraser to both sides. I could add a paper clip to both sides, as long as I add one to both sides. So can I take? Sure I can. As long as you take the same thing from both sides. So what if I pick up one paper clip? What if I pick up one paper clip? Well, I could do that again. One paper clip and one paper clip. So if you notice, I had 2 and they're gone, and I had 2 more over here and they're gone. So if you were playing the true Battleship game, the short version would be these 2 little paper clips attack those 2 little paper clips, and those both sunk. So this is what's left in the battlefield. 3 big boats, those are erasers, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 paper clips, which are the PT cruisers. And that is my battleship. So I'm going to actually go ahead and draw it on paper so you can see that, because most people don't want to tape their eraser to their paper. So let me clean up. So let's try that again. So 3 battleships. 2 little battleships, PT cruisers. I'm going to put a wiggly line. That means my team, your team. 8 little bitty boats, PT cruisers. Would have been simpler to have drawn circles, but oh well. So the long ones are the X's, the little ones are the regular numbers. So this one died and that one died, and this one died and that one died, because those sets of 2 boats and 2 boats sank to the end of the bottom of the ocean. Would you agree you have 3 left? 3 of those. And you have, what do you have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of those. So I'm going to stop right here, and I want to go to this side. That's a triangle, circle, circle. Now if you look, the triangles were the long ones, and the circles were the little ones. And if I'd have been good, I'd have drawn circles, but I didn't think about it. You have PEMDAS in your tool belt. Let me get that back on screen. And that helps you do order of operations and get the numbers in the right order and all that fun stuff. You can do PEMDAS with equations, but you would have to do it backwards because I'm going to undo these. So let's look at the bottom. So you got adding, subtracting. Excuse me. Don't you have adding here? So I'm going to put subtract, because I'm going to scratch out adding, and I have subtract here. So I have minus 2, minus 2. Draw that line. That line means there's an answer under it. What's positive 2 minus 2? 0. Bring that down. Bring down equal. What's 8 minus 2? You're right, 6. By the way, there is a big plus sign over here, but we'll just pretend that's not there right now. But it is true. 8 minus 2 and 8 plus negative 2 are both 6. Next, if you notice, we're at the same spot. Now, what's between 3 and x? You're right, a dot. I like that. Isn't that multiplying? It is multiplying. So if I scratch out multiplying, what's left? Dividing. Who's in charge of your paper when I grade it? The X's are. You have less, you'll make better grade. The X is in charge. Divide by 3. What's 6 divided by 3? The answer is 2. I want to break that out in trees for you. Wouldn't 6 be 3 times 2? And isn't 3 3 times 1? I'm talking factor trees. Let me get that on the screen. And let me scoot over. There you go. Wouldn't 3 divided by 3 be 1 maybe? 2 divided by 1 is 2. And by the way, that's how I got that answer anyway. So I just shared with you how to do battleship, which is models, and how to solve with paper pencil. Take a second, practice it, probably take the same equation, write it on paper, and then check with my video. Let's do one more. On this one, I put the x second, and I gave you a -5. So we'll see how that plays. I'm going to write that over here also. And I can honestly tell you, some days I do the models first, some days I do triangle circle first. It just depends on which one's easier, because I don't want to do the hard way. I'm going to go ahead and draw my triangle in, and the triangles are the x's. I'm going to circle my numbers. So I can tell you right now, I need 3 of these. They're long. I'll need -5 little ones and 20 little ones. So I'm going to come over here and start drawing. What does -5 look like? If +5 was just a little square, what's a -5 going to look like? So I'm going to draw 5 little boxes, and I'll put negatives. Honestly, I would tell you draw circles, but since I started with boxes, I'll stick with the boxes. I need 3 long ones. 1, 2, 3. Put some space between them. They look like a big blob. And 20. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I think. So what can we do? Well, these negatives can delete those negatives, and those positives can delete those positives. And those big ships can attack those big ships. Well, that's not going to work. You don't have negatives on both sides. You don't have positives on both sides. And you don't have big ships on both sides. I say stop, and let's go over here. Now, what's the rule of this? I want the final answer to say triangle equals circle. That's what I want. So let's go up here. Is -5 okay? Is it supposed to be on the left or the right? Belongs on the right. This has to go. So I'm going to draw me a little map. That means go away. Is the x okay on the left side? Well, I think so. It's supposed to be on the left. There's supposed to be an equal sign. I have one. There's supposed to be a circle over here. That's a circle. So it looks like to me everything's good except this one. Now you see it, now you don't. Let's go back to PEMDAS. There's my PEMDAS. Would you agree? Now look on the bottom. Do you have an add or subtract up here? Circle, add or subtract? Yes, that's a subtract. Is it really subtract? No, it's a negative, but we'll make it work. So that's minus. So I'm going to get rid of this. I need you to add 5. Add 5 to both sides. So why didn't I move the triangle? I wasn't supposed to move the triangle. I need to move what's in the way. Don't move what's not in the way. Only fix it if it's broke. What's -5 plus 5? 0. Don't write 0 here. That's 3x. Bring your equal sign down. What is 20 plus 5? 25. Now, I'm going to stop and go back over here. Did you add 5 to both sides? That's what you need to do over here as well. So put it in perspective. You've got spies on this team. Don't you think they picked up the phone and called for help? They have 5 spy boats in the way. They probably can get 5 little boats to attack them. So I'm going to add 5 over here. Remember, I can do anything I want as long as I do it to both sides. Now, if you added 5 over here, well, hey, they're going to add 5 over here too. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Would this positive and that negative boat supposedly be a balance of 0? Let's go to your science class. Positive and negative electron makes a neutral. So that's going to delete, 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 delete. Now look over here. You deleted 5. I did too. What's 20 plus 5? I don't know. What is 20 plus 5? Possibly 25. So now there's your picture. What's between 3 and x? Multiplying dot. Good answers. If you're going to get rid of multiplying, what do you think you should do? Yes, you're right. Divide by 3. Who's in charge of your paper? Not me. The x's are. I don't change your answers. So 3 divided by 3 is 1. And 25 divided by 3. Now I can tell you I like 25 divided by 3. Or 8 times 3 is 24 plus 1. So there is my battleship. Watch the video again if you're lost. Find me if you need help. See y'all later. Goodbye.